Just about everyone and their mom knows about this gun. Obviously, this is the operator. But the thing is, you're probably using it wrong and not getting as many kills as you should be. As an operator, you have one of the most important roles in the game and you need to be getting your frags. A good player on this weapon can honestly guarantee a win on just about any map, so we need to make sure we're doing it right. So let's get right into it. Now, normally in my videos, I do tip numbers as we go, but today's gonna be a little bit more lightning round. That's why I didn't say a specific number of tips. We're just gonna be going number after number after number. Some will be small, some of them will be big, but they are all important into making you the best opper possible. Let's go. Now this is a quick thing I'm gonna go over, but first and foremost, who should you be playing to op? Now, to be honest, you can play just about anyone. You can get use out of an op on Cypher just as well as you can get use out of an op on Yoru. Now, but the thing is, there are two agents that are a little bit better than everyone else, and it's pretty clear who those are, but just in case you don't know, those are gonna be Jet and Chamber. It is literally his intro screen that he has an op. It's his ult, you get it really quick, but I'm gonna go over why that is. Now, the thing is, people like Chamber and Jet have an ability that most people don't have, and that is the ability to reposition. And the thing is, you can do it quickly than other characters who can. For example, Raze can reposition and Yoru can reposition, but the thing is, theirs takes a little bit more time and it's not as safe as, let's say, a Jet Dash or a Chamber TP. But I'm gonna be honest, Raze hopping is kind of fun. Give it a try, just don't throw. For example, today though, we're gonna be doing this on Jet just because it's a little bit simpler. All right, so let's say the round just started and you're gonna op on B. You save for 3 rounds, you have your op on Jet, you buy it, you're about to peek A main, and you're gonna do the instant swing right here. Now, what you're probably doing is the wall goes down and you're instantly just holding this angle. This is incorrect. Let me explain why. Now, while this may work the first time you op because maybe they don't have the right guns or they just don't expect it yet, you might be able to get a pick the first time you do it, as I said, but as rounds come on, they're gonna expect it and they're gonna be swinging this corner knowing you're there and they're just gonna one tap it. See how easy it is? You might not even have time to react to someone who knows you're there. It's just too easy for them to get this one tap on you and they're just gonna kill you, or they're just gonna flash you out and destroy you. You probably had your dash prepped on this angle as the smoke came out, so you're gonna have to waste it and get away. Now you have no dash the rest of the round. That sucks. What you should be doing is when this wall goes down, you're going to late peek like this. Wait a few seconds, you hear some footsteps and then swing back up. Now, the reason we're late peeking is because they're going to assume you're not opping here. So while you wait, hold a slightly wider angle and then wait a couple seconds. 1, 2, 3, swing, back up, and you're good. You'll probably get a pick more likely this way. Just make sure you don't swing out too wide when you take this swing because someone could come out of here, someone could be waiting here, maybe there's someone crouched on the orb. You never know. So you want to expose yourself to the least amount of people as possible. So you peek, you get your kill, and you back up immediately. As a defender like Jet or Chamber, you're really expected to be on the op. So as I said, if you're holding this too frequently, they're going to expect it. And the other thing that plays into this is just don't be too obvious. How many times have you been playing a match where you know that someone always ops on B and you tell your team, hey guys, wait up, let's prep here, get a flash ready, I'm about to swing this kid, and you go boom, he's dead immediately, didn't even get the shot off, and that kid just wasted 5,000 creds that round because you slammed him the same way last round and he just keeps peeking the same spot. Let's say you are that kid, you just got bodied, maybe you want to op B again, okay, that's fine I guess, but you learned your lesson. Don't hold like this when the round just starts, wait a few seconds, you hear some footsteps, maybe the clock's at 1:30 now, boom, you get your peek, you run away, you reposition. Speaking of repositioning, that's the next thing we're going to be going over, and I'm going to be going over this in 2 different ways. The first is going to be the reposition after the peek. So let's say you peek, you get a kill, what do you do next? You have 2 options here. 1 is to re-peek, 2 is to run away to a different angle. Now, if your answer was to re-peek, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. All right, now let's go through this real quick. Let's say you peek, you peek, you get your kill, you reload, and you peek again. So here's the thing, you may get the kill here if you do this right. You know, maybe you have god aim if enemy team's not paying attention yet, but what's more likely to happen is you peek, you get your kill right here, and then the whole enemy team is gonna be like this. One guy up on this wall, one guy down where I am, and they're just gonna be like, bonk, take your head off. They're gonna be using utility on you. They're all gonna be watching you. It's gonna be a hard swing to get, especially if you're doing a drive with no utility. Maybe if you have a flash, sure, go for the re-peek. Someone's helping you out, that's great. But we're talking about solo queue here. Most of the time that doesn't happen. Let's be real. So you don't just want to re-swing into an entire enemy team that's gonna be expecting you. The main thing that gets people killed in this game is when people expect the swing. It's harder to be the swinger than to be swung sometimes. So what you wanna do is after getting that kill on the peek, you're going to want to switch where you're playing, maybe back up towards showers. You can hold the showers angle because now they're thinking you're main, or back up if safe You can updraft right here and then peek again from up here. They're not going to be expecting this. Sure, they might have heard it, but you can still get the cheeky little kill. Maybe you want to reposition over onto here in short. Watch from there. There's really a lot of things you can do here. It's just better not to peek the same angle twice. This goes for everything, but it is incredibly important when opping. Unexpectedness is the key. And then another thing you can do is use those legs, run all the way over, you know, to the other site, because maybe they're defaulting. Maybe your teammate has calls if someone's here, and you can just peek up on the other side already. The thing is, as a duelist, you're able to rotate pretty fast, and it doesn't necessarily matter what site you're on as long as you're defending the push. That does have its, you know, bounds to it. It's not a end all be all statement, but it is kind of true that as a duelist, you can rotate the fastest and it doesn't really matter where you are because of your utility. It's very self-centered. So just be ready to move after getting that kill. Don't peek the same angle a ton of times, because the thing is, people are gonna be ready. If I just jiggle peek, shoot, back up, jiggle peek, shoot, back up, eventually they're going to get the hang of things and decide to swing me and take my head off. But that brings me into the second part of this tip. Let's say I've been peeking on A side a ton every single round. It's where I've been playing. Make sure you switch things up and to go B every now and then. The main thing that trips people up as an opper is that they're too comfortable sitting on one site. You really should be switching so they don't know where to expect you. Let's say maybe one round you play A, the next 2 rounds you play B, then you switch it back to A for 3, you know, something like that. Just keep it mixed. You can switch every round if you want, but that's a little bit more expected. Just keep it random, play different spots, because the best thing an op has is the element of surprise. People are going to be walking into it without expecting it, and that's when you'll get the most kills. Maybe if you're facing bad enemies, you can opt the same spot every time. They'll push you every time without using util, and they won't know what to do, and you'll get the kill. But the best way to do things is switch it up. Let's say one round on B, I peek here off rip. The next round, I'm probably going to want to either play A or switch things up, play towards long, maybe play a more passive angle. I could play deeper on site, holding an angle that's a little bit more late into the round, like this, like this. These are risky spots though, because you're available to here and here, yet you can't watch both at once. So be careful when doing that, of course. Speaking of which, let's talk about your positioning. How should you be opping? Should you be holding a really tight angle like this? Should you be out wide like this? Should you be in a really dumb spot like on top of this box? Well, let's get into that. Now, it's going to play into what I said last time, but the main thing you're going to want to be is to be unpredictable. Now, there's a lot of spots you can opt from, especially on someone like Jet or Chamber. You can use your TPs to get into sneaky spots in the pre-round, and it's really just all about not being in the same spot twice. That's why attacking on offense really isn't that bad. I'll get into that later. Let's stick to defense for now. So what you can do if you're staying on A for multiple rounds is maybe one round, you peek from up here. This is an off angle. They won't be expecting it, and it's going to be a little bit harder for them to clear. They're not going to be swinging looking up here most of the time, unless if you keep playing the same spot. Don't play the same spot 2 times in a row. I don't care. You may work, but you shouldn't be doing it. So you're going to be holding like this. You get your kill one round, boom, you're going to reposition. On the reposition, you can hold a little bit wider because people are going to be swinging for you, and you know, you want to get that kill. But for the start of rounds, try to hold something a little bit off where you are protected from non-held angles. So let's say right here, they might not expect you here. People don't opt from here very often. So they swing, you get that kill. Another spot you can opt from is right up here. It's kind of like this, where it's an off angle that most people don't expect. You'll get this kill. People are gonna be pissed at you. You're gonna be like, why are you up there? You're a fucking loser. You know, shit like that. You're gonna get called a lot of mean names doing this, but as an opper, you expect it. The best thing to do is to hold angles that are a little bit further back that are hard to get killed from. That's just for starter rounds though. So here's what we're gonna be doing as when it comes to repositioning with your op. Let's say you peek, you get the kill here, you're gonna back up. Now, what do? You have 2 options here. You can either re-peek like this, which isn't bad, or you can hold right here. Now, the thing is, they already knew you were in this area. And now while you can get a kill from here, if they're not out wide yet, here's the issue. You have to see if someone's here and maybe they're swinging out from this spot. That's going to suck. Or you're here and you're holding the angle. They can also dump a lot more utility on you from here. So what I would recommend is playing a little bit further back like this. It's easier to reposition if they flash. You can dodge it just like that. And it's gonna be hard for them to dump util on you, because if you're in a spot like this, you're in a lot tighter of a corner. Probably Viper Wall is cutting you off. You're gonna be getting mollied out. You're gonna get naded. But if you play back here, you have a lot wider of a space. You can move here. You can move here. Just anything is a little bit easier to get past. You can use your jet smoke and cross like this, and it's an easy reposition. You can get out quickly and then hold like this. The main thing with ops is you want to be in a spot where you can save your life if you miss a shot, because look how long this reload takes. If something goes wrong, you need to be safe. Then you also have to think about, where are you holding your crosshair? This is the most important part about opping. So let's talk about doing it right. When opping, you want to be holding your crosshair right where someone's swing is going to stop. You don't want to be holding it too tight, because chances are your reaction time isn't that good. They're going to swing, you're going to miss, they're going to be all the way out here, and they're going to take your head off. What you want to do is hold a little bit wider. Someone's going to swing, they're probably not going to stop right away. How many times have you swung and and stopped right here. Never. You swing, you go wide most of the time. So you want to hold into their swing. It gives you a little bit more time to react. And then once they're out all the way, you shoot them. They probably won't be done moving by that time. And that's when you want to shoot, because you know their accuracy is not going to be all the way up. That works better for something like this too, because that's a little bit of an off angle. Here is a direct swing. People are going to swing. They're going to swing like whoop. And you know, they're gonna think they're clearing to being smart, but they're not. You're gonna body them. If you hold like this though, if they jiggle it, you're fucked. If they wide swing, you're fucked. You want to hold a little bit wider so you catch them off on their swing. You can then reposition, as I said earlier, and play in a different spot that they're not going to expect. This goes for just about everything. Sure, obviously things change depending on the angle you're holding, but even if I'm holding something like this, I don't want to be holding like this. I want to be holding like this. It gives you more time to react. They're still probably not going to see you. Just want to be a little bit smarter with the way you hold your crosshair, because you have to keep in mind, if you're holding an angle like this, chances are you're not going to get that kill. There's a slight chance you might, but trust me, I don't think you're that guy. You might as well play a little bit safer. Hold like this. They'll swing a bit wider. You have more time to react, and you can still reposition just as easily as if you were holding something like this per se. This is also just easier because then you don't have to readjust. If someone's swinging from the right, you can still get a shot onto them from this crosshair even though it's tighter, and if someone's swinging from the left, you get the kill. Having to readjust is one of the biggest issues, because if I'm aiming here and someone swings here, I have to look down. In that time, they probably got their crosshair on me, they probably killed me, and now you're dead meat. You wasted 5k. Your team's mad at you because you went off and you still couldn't get a kill. Next thing we're going to talk about is peeking to trade a teammate. Let's say you have someone playing up here. The team we're going to be trading is going to be this classic. We're going to put this classic right here, and they're going to be watching solely this angle. They're not going to be peeking out to this. Maybe they'll jiggle it, but they're watching this. If they die to someone, it's going to be right here. Go back. Sorry, here's attachment issues. Anyways, let's say you're playing on B site and your job is currently to watch, you know, mid. They're watching the mid swing. Your teammate's playing up top, so you need to watch the mid swing because he's not watching it. So, you know, you're holding this, you know, maybe you jiggle. Oh, you can't jiggle this. Good. Okay, so you're watching this. Now, what you want to do is you want to try not to expose yourself too much, because as we said, this right here, this is a big spot where enemies play, especially on a mid take, which is what you guys are holding right now. So you're holding this, your teammate's holding this. Let's say your teammate dies. Now, to peek to trade, you don't want to swing all the way wide here to get this kill. That's stupid, okay? You want to try to stay as hidden from other angles as possible. So maybe you're going to peek, crouch like this, or you're not going to go all the way back here and then wide swing. Because you see, from here and from here, you're watching basically the same thing, right? But notice that this is covered and now it's not. You're a free body. This isn't the greatest example though, so let's do it from somewhere else. This is actually going to give you some intel on how to attack AWP a little bit better, but I'm just letting you know these tips go for attack and defense. I'm showing them off on defense because most of the time you'll be AWPing on defense, but I'm actually going to show it on attack right here. Let's say you're pushing the site on A and your teammate is right here and your enemy is right here, signified by the Vandal. Now let's say you're just holding, you know, so you're watching for the backside swing, your teammate's pushing up here, dies to the guy back here. To get this refrag, you don't want to expose yourself like this to get a kill. You're way too vulnerable. You're an AWP player. You don't have a lot of mobility. So what you're going to do is just hold the angle like this. You don't want to expose yourself to other enemies when you're trying to get kills. You want to isolate ones as much as possible. That's the rule in general in Valorant, but it goes the most for AWPing. To get the trade, just stay hidden, not hidden, but just don't expose yourself to other angles and make sure you're isolating that 1v1. Because even if you're sitting like this, you may be like, oh, I'm not in the fight. This guy right here, he's forced to swing out onto you. You should be getting that kill every single time because he has to swing into your beautiful 150 cannon gun, and this works for just about everything. Let's say you already have sight taken, your teammate's playing right here, dies to someone back site. You're gonna want to hold it like this. You don't want to expose yourself all the way over here to swing, because then you can get killed from stairs, you can get killed from someone pushing bricks. It's all about slow clearing. If you have a little bit more sight, you want to hold stairs for the refrag like that. It's all about just doing one angle at a time. That's one of the biggest things with AWPing. I'm just gonna run this on a little invisible rundown. So let's say there's an enemy here, there's an enemy there, there's an enemy on stairs, and there's an enemy mid. Here's how you're gonna go about clearing all of these spots. You're starting off in main, you're gonna want to jiggle this, you isolate this one, you're not visible to the guy here, you kill this guy, and then you want to go like this, because now you killed the guy here, you don't have to worry about it. You're watching the swing from the backside guy, yet you're still not visible to the stairs or mid guy. Get that pick, jiggle this, and now you can watch stairs. You have nothing to worry about. You don't want to swing wide like this, because then you're an easier target for bricks. If you stay like this, it's a little bit hard for bricks to get a swing on you. Hopefully you have a teammate with you. You get the bricks guy, you make your way up to bricks. For this bricks guy, you just want to jiggle like this. You don't want to be all the way out like this trying to get this kill, because you're exposed to everything. There's also something I really want to quickly go over. Don't be too flashy with the AWP, you know, stuff like boom, shit like that, you know, trying to hit crazy little flicks. Just be slow and calm with your aim. Set up the shot like this. You just want to make sure that you're going to be able to get the kill. Take your time to aim. There's no reason to rush out kills. It's not really worth it. Nothing's going to go well for you trying to be 10s if you're not 10s. Just be slow, be methodical, be smart. Missing every shot in the op matters. Once they know where you are, you're a little bit useless compared to how you were with the element of surprise. This goes into what I was saying earlier, but only repeat if it is an unexpected thing to do. If I get a kill on mid at the start of the round, it's pretty expected for me to immediately repeat this. But if a teammate from top mid starts shooting for me, then I have a little bit more room to wiggle with, because then I can peek and they might not expect it as much. You should only be repeaking in unexpected times. This is a little mini tip for you guys, but a shorty can actually be really helpful, because let's say we are playing this mid door example as we've been doing, and I go for the peek off rip. Maybe I don't get the kill. They're all pushing me. There's a jet dash coming through. Neon's running up. They're throwing flashes. You back up. You have this shorty with you. Bang, boom. They're dead. Or let's say you're playing on site. Someone ends up pushing you a lot closer than you thought. You shoot, you miss the shot. You can either back up, wait for the reload and hope that he dies on the repeat, or you miss your shot, you pull out your shorty, bang, boom, he's dead. The shorty's a beautiful weapon. It may have been nerfed a little bit and it's not as good as it used to be, but it is still a beautiful weapon that can be used well from time to time. Other secondary recommendations, I personally really like the frenzy. I think it's actually pretty good even from a decent range. I think it's best from about 10 meters. I'd say this is 10 meters. Not too hard to get kills like this. And then my next tip, I'm not gonna tell you right away, but I'm gonna hope you understand it as I go through it. So let's say you're playing on B over here on Icebox. This is B, right? B. You're holding this angle, by the way, this is a really good spot to op on. In case you were wondering, you can see the walkout here, and you're not really exposed to main, because chances are they'll come out of here the same time they come out of there. Anyways, you get the peek on this kill. What are you going to do next? We kind of went over this a little bit, okay? So I hope you know. Are you going to re-peek again after you got your first frag? Or are you going to back up and you're going to play a little bit safer? Hopefully your answer was option 2, playing a little bit safer. Because the thing is, as an opper, in Valorant in general, actually, you want to play the man advantage. If you're up on numbers, now it's a 5v4, there's no reason for you to peek again. You're expected. Chances are they'll refrag you. Now it's a 4v4. Your pick was kind of useless. Sure, you got your 1, but you could have gotten 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. So you get that pick. Now play a little bit more passive. Wait for them to walk into you from here. Don't go on swinging them. But let's say you didn't get that kill off the start. You drop down to reposition. Expect people to jump peek, especially on angles here and here. If things aren't happening for a while and they're not peeking A, they're not peeking B, expect them to jump peek this. It's very rare that they'll swing this without knowledge. So chances are they're going to jump peek, maybe hold 4. You don't have to hold too high, just a little bit higher. They're going to jump peek, hold tight. Boom. You get that kill. Hopefully you're able to. I know that I said hold wider, but from time to time, if you think they're going to start jump peeking, hold for it. Keep in mind though, that if you're not tucked into corners and you're something a little bit wider like this, they might be able to see your gun barrel. So tuck a little bit more sometimes if you need to, but this is just more so you know that your gun barrel is visible. You have a very long barrel as an opper. I'll try to drop one as an example. Let's say you're opping from here. Oh shit. All right, this is perfect. Let's say this is you opping and you're standing exactly right there. You may not be able to see the person standing here, but they can see your barrel. They'll swing you, take your head off just like that. Now, let's say you are holding mid here and the enemies smoke it off, but it's not a good smoke and they're probably going to walk through it. Aim at the edge of the smoke. Don't just aim at the center of a smoke or just back up, you know, because if you back up, you give them it for free. You're holding no intel. I know jet smokes don't last long, but pretend this is a long smoke. And if you're just aiming dead center on the smoke, well, chances are they're going to swing from here. It's just not a good look. But if you're holding the smoke at the edge, they're probably going to walk through it. It's clear that they want to get from mid to B. So if you hold the edge of the smoke, keeping in mind what I said about distance, they're going to swing out. You get that kill. Now you can back up and then go reposition like I told you before. Maybe you're going to hold here because you know it's a B push. You get that pick. You could reposition the tunnel, get this pick, blah, 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 blah. You get it. You're putting together everything I said so far, hopefully, and doing a little bit better. This is smoked off. Hold this edge. It's so perfect. That's all you have to do when someone smokes something off. And then on occasion, sometimes you're going to want to hold wide to give yourself more time to react. Let's say you're opping rafters on A and you're holding this angle right here. First off, you're not gonna be holding like this. We already told you, hold a little bit wider. People are going to swing wide when they want the kill. You're not going to be holding like this because then you're going to miss a shot, especially when they're this far away. They're going to be moving a lot faster than you think. So aim like here, boom, you get the kill. But that's not what we're talking about right now. This spot we're standing in right here is not optimal. You're going to want to be holding it a little bit wider. It's going to give you more time to react. You're going to see more of their body for longer. Because if you're here, it's going to look a lot quicker than if you're over here. It's hard to explain, but it's all perspectives. And if you're wider, you have more time to react. And you don't have to worry about it because you have a jet dash. I haven't gone over it much because it's pretty simple, but you take the shot, stash away. There's no reason to re-peek it because, as I said, don't be the same angle more than once most of the time. It's kind of hard to do. Only re-peek when unexpected. Maybe a time to re-peek would be if you take this shot and miss like this. Oh shit, that's not where you want to dash. It's gonna get you killed. That's what you don't do. So you're gonna take the shot, you dash away, wait a while, maybe just hold something passive like this while they're running up, you know, give it 10 15 seconds. They're gonna start taking their crosses off of you. Then you want to re-peek, then you want to get your kill. You want to make sure you're giving yourself the advantage. That's the main thing here. With that being said, that's about all the op tips I can give you from the top of my head. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can watch one of these next 2 videos and subscribe. Stay hydrated, wear your seatbelts, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.